Who's it now? Oh, hello. Evening, Squire. Wonder whether I could interest you in a new wristwatch, perhaps. No, it's okay. I've already got one, thanks. Oh, okay. Hang on. How about a genuine pair of silk nylons? No, I stopped wearing them years ago. Okay, takes all sorts. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Not so fast. How about a Steamy video? But that says Steamy. It's the continental spelling. All right, let's have a look then. Here you go. Oh, bloody hell. Right, where can we hide this? Up there. Nobody will notice. There we go. Oh, hello. Welcome to Tweed's Garage, where I'll bring you a Steamy video of when myself and Mrs. Tweed went away for a few days in Wales. What's that, Jenkins? No, not that kind of Steamy video. Filthy boy. Get back to cleaning those spokes. No, so this is a video of a couple of locomotives myself and Mrs. Tweed saw when we were travelling around Wales. So there's two locomotives to look at, and then at the end there's a sort of selection of miniature traction engines at a miniature traction engine event that I popped along to the other day. And although they're miniature, they're no means any less than the full size traction engines, because some of them are even road registered. So there's them to see at the end. Okay, so grab yourself a brew and let's look at the first locomotive. So the first locomotive we're going to look at is this splendid Great Western Railway pannier tank narrow gauge locomotive, the number 7 Owain Glyndwr, which runs on the Vale of Rheidol Railway. This is a narrow gauge railway in mid Wales, and it runs on a gauge of 1 foot 11 3/4 inches. Yeah, I don't know why 3/4, it's all a bit bizarre, but that's what it is. Yes, so they built 3 of these to run on this railway that runs from Aberystwyth to Devil's Bridge, and this is at Devil's Bridge station. We just happened to pop in on the way through to Aberystwyth for a cup of tea and a Welsh cake, so we waited until she came in and watched her come in and videoed her for you. So yeah, sit tight and enjoy having a look round it. So overall, a very impressive locomotive in a small package. She weighs 25 tonnes, has 10,510 pounds of traction power, which makes her the most powerful engine of that gauge in the United Kingdom. Yeah, and they are a lovely thing. So there you go, a lovely loco. And a very nice railway. So if you're ever out in mid Wales, it's worth a trip out there for a ride on it through the Vale of Rheidol, you know, with the river down below you, and the train is up above going through the Vale. Yeah, and Devil's Bridge is nice as well. You can have a wander around and go and look at the Devil's Bridge when you're up there. Yeah, so that was that. And then later on our way back, as we went through the Brecon beacons, we stopped just outside Merthyr Tydfil and went to the Brecon Mountain Railway. This is based at a station in Pant. Yeah, don't laugh, I didn't laugh. Yeah, and they run a couple of locos on a railway that was originally a standard gauge railway for the iron ore industry, but then they took it over once it had fallen into disuse and rebuilt it as a narrow gauge railway. And they run two American locos at the moment, two Baldwin locomotives. We rode on number 1, which is the Santa Teresa. That originally ran on the Mogiana Railway in Brazil until 1976, when it fell out of service, and then it was sort of brought back to England and sort of went for a bit of restoration. That wasn't done very well. Then the Brecon Mountain Railway took it on and rebuilt it all again, and it was originally a 260 locomotive, and they rebuilt it as a 262. So a splendid locomotive it is too, a bit sort of unusual to our eyes in the UK. Yeah, but nevertheless a nicely proportioned loco, and Mrs. Tweed and I got a return ticket, so we hopped on and went for a ride on it. It goes from Pant to Tenpantai, and it follows along the side of the Teffacken Reservoir. Yeah, so very scenic, very nice, and it's about 5 mile trip out and then a little stop at the end, and then we come back. So yeah, this is just a video of the train and going on for a ride on it, so you can come and join me on that. And the station's unusual is you buy your ticket and then you walk up through the station. You go through the workshops, so there's a view of the workshops and the other engine in there, plus some of the machinery they've got in their workshops, and they do full rebuilds of locomotives, restoration and that. They're building another 2 Baldwins from scratch, from plans from the Baldwin works, so that'll be interesting to see. Yeah, so you walk past the workshops, out to the station, catch your train, go for a run, come back. So here you go, here's the Baldwin.
You got a pound every time somebody said that. Yeah. It's stunning. Is it a she or a he? You left out? Yeah, yeah.
springs and wheels and water.
And lastly, but by no means least, we have a wander around the miniature traction engine rally that happened close to me. I had a wander around. So there's a, come and have a look at a sort of nice selection of model traction engines or miniature traction engines, varying in scales. The sort of the main scales modelled there were 3" or 4" to the foot. And they're sort of a nice size, and of a size that some of them are even registered to go on the road, which some guys do drive them on the road as well, sort of pulling a trailer and a passenger. So they're quite impressive things. Although they're smaller, they're still as impressive as some of the full size models. So have a look at those, and there's a little display of working models as well, and of course a couple of stationary engines you can sit there and watch. I've always threatened Mrs. Tweed that I'd buy one and we could get a couple of deck chairs and go and sit by one in a rally, but she's not keen for some reason.
Roll all the way back. Off we go.
Interested, you know, so we caught the bug and yeah, we've got the bug by association.
Well, it's sad, wasn't it? I grew up with this.
Yeah. Kind of within it, isn't it? We haven't done it. We haven't done it yet. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Probably actually make a good thing for you. Somebody else said to me as well, you know, you've got to remember back in the day when they were working for a living.
Yeah, they were
They get with
an oily rig, yeah.
The wheels are the biggest thing.
Yeah, I thought the wheels didn't look.
The back wheels were a lot wider,
Yeah,
and the front wheels were a lot smaller diameter.
yeah, I thought that.
this is the water pump, isn't it? So which way's on then? Well, see, I did that, didn't I? I did do that.
You did.
And nothing happened.
No, it puts in such a small amount.
This man needs to stop is going to sort it out.
Oh yes.
Close the doors here, otherwise we won't get the jacket potatoes cooked. I'll have plenty of jacket potato cookies going on at the front.
Goes all right.
Well, twin cylinder, yeah. Sort of,
Yeah, duplex as well, so.
So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Steamy video. And yeah, if you liked the video, give us a little like. And if you enjoy seeing what I do, hit subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. Okay? Cheerio. Right, Jenkins, if you clean those spokes, you filthy boy. And lastly, but by no traction engine. This video is a little bloody sirens.